Yo, welcome back to another video, fellas. If you're following the NomNom Verse Kickstarter, you may have already seen this. They just announced a new update on their Kickstarter. So let's kind of take a look, man. It's a pretty big one in my opinion. So Uncut sheets will be added to the Hunter, Big Daddy, and LGS tiers for free. So from the beginning, this has been something that, the project did not have. And I feel like several people were basically thinking like, hey, maybe they should get extra items and things like that. Because for the most part, most Kickstarters, the way they do it, right, is when you're in one of the higher end tiers, you may get some, serialized promos, or you may get some extra items that the lower tiers would not get. I kind of like that because it incentivizes people to actually upgrade and back the project. And for those who already had that intent to back at those tiers, they get a little bit extra because of their faith in the project and, just in general, like they like the project, which is cool. So the fact that NomNom Verse did not do that from the beginning, I thought was a missed opportunity. I'm also in the camp that I think being able to have add-ons from, the moment the Kickstarter tier, or the moment the Kickstarter stretch goal is met, is crucial, because that's when most people will add those tiers on there, or add-ons on there. So again, small gripes here and there with the project overall, just because they're new, man, and like I give them grace for that. I really don't think it was, I really don't think they were trying to like not give us the add-ons and things like that. So I'm really happy to see that in these last 72 hours, they're trying to kind of steer the ship in the correct way, starting off with these new add-ons that they're, or not add-ons, but these extra perks that they're adding on to the existing tier. So like shout outs to them, bro. Like that's cool. I feel appreciated. So I'm sure a lot of other people are pretty excited about it too. Now, originally when I last spoke to you guys, I was still under the anchor tier. Sorry, Big Daddy tier. I was under the Big Daddy tier, which is the $2,400 tier, which you basically get 2 cases and, to 24 starter decks. And, so I didn't realize that technically anybody could get the LGS tiers except for the Nomicon tier. The Nomicon tier requires you to have a brick and mortar store, but the other LGS tiers, if you're like a reseller, if you have like, if you sell online, if you have like a LLC, like I have an LLC for my online store and things like that, technically anybody could get it. And so when I realized that, I just straight up went from Big Daddy to the LGS level 1 tier. So, so the LGS level 1 tier, I got 1 case of boosters, which, at the end of it all, you also get LGS like marketing materials. So like you can, if you're like a streamer, like a YouTuber, you get cool stuff for you to like display while you're opening packs, which I thought was beneficial for me because I just like opening packs and showing stuff to you guys. So I basically got that tier, and then I added on an extra case of booster boxes. So it ended up being the same minus like the starter decks and the fact that I get like 12 play mats, which probably be doing a giveaway for some of those guys. So yeah, man. So I'm now in the LGS tier, level 1. So I'll be receiving one of each non-holo and holo uncut sheets. So let's kind of let me kind of go back, man, because there's there's a lot of information here. So essentially, let's see what I do here. Hold on, wait a minute. So essentially, everybody's gonna be getting those uncut's in those tiers for free. So I did the math. So hunters will receive 1 non-holo uncut sheet. Big Daddy tiers will receive 1 holo uncut sheet. LGS level 1 will receive 1 of each holo and non. The LGS bonus tier will get 2 of each, as does the Nomicon tier. So the math ends up being 52 non-holo, 52 holo sheets. Pretty cool. Now the best thing, in my opinion, is that they're different. So if we actually read here, these will be very limited and coming with several different variations, meaning which cards appear on the sheet to help each one feel special to the receiver. That is cool, dude, because in that itself, so normally other Kickstarters who do uncut sheets, it's uncut sheets of like, just the same exact cards. So this here is very cool. It's very, at least, special for me, in my opinion, because that gives you like the mystery of like what sheet will I get, what sheet are other people gonna get. Then you also have like the whole in like the value of the sheet, like depending on which cards appear on the sheet will likely determine how much that sheet is worth. Now, for me, I'll probably just be putting it back there and actually like hang it up in that. You see that blank wall? Maybe like whoop, whatever that. Whoop, yep. I'll probably hang it up back there or in another room where I plan to do the actual box opening. So like for me, like I'm excited as heck just to have like a nice display piece. But it's very interesting how they're doing it, and I think it's really good. I think it's really fun. I think it's a smart way to go about it. It will add value to people who already backed the Kickstarter. And like, dude, like what was it, like 2 nights ago they ran like their tabletop tournament, and they had like a whatnot stream going on with, I think it was like the TCG, golly, I forget what it was, like TCG something, right? And like those uncut sheets were going for like $1,000, $2,000. I don't expect these to be worth that much, because there's 52 of them of each one. But I can definitely see how like one uncut sheet can be worth, let's say, 2,000 because you get all the hits, and another one could be worth like only $500 because it's just a lower end rares, you know. So very cool, very interesting how they're doing it. I thought that was very fun. Again, I think it's great. So I think I'm just going on a tangent regarding that. So that's what's kind of going on with today's big update. The other thing that they said in that update is that they're actually working on a few other exclusives to help with one last push for the campaign over the next 72 hours. So I'm expecting more Kickstarter updates over the next day or two. Because we were at like 300 some thousand when it dropped down when people started realizing like, oh, the project's coming close. So we're like at 274. Now, if we reach the 300K, we do unlock that Ralph figurine, which we had unlocked prior, but due to some issues with the artist himself, like personal issues, they weren't able to actually put the add-on onto the project, which I guess ended up being okay because technically they did mention that like they want to hit those hard numbers to make it like actually doable for the project. So, but I mean, the good news is, if you guys didn't watch one of my other videos, the good news is that they did say if the Kickstarter does not reach the 300,000 mark, they will still release the Ralph figurine probably on their website, but down the road. So, I don't know, dude. So, my shit just went haywire. Anyways, so that's man. So there's a lot to kind of wait for, like very exciting stuff in my opinion for the Kickstarter. I mean, it's considering that there's only 371 backers. That's pretty small, man. It's very much a very small grassroots effort type of game. And I think it averages out to like the average. Oh, it just went up to 372 and they just went up to 277. So the add-on or the bonus stuff is working because it's gone up like $5,000 over the last half hour. But considering the amount of backers, like the average it comes down to is like $800 per backer. $750 to $800 is the average that each person is like contributing to the project. That's pretty cool. From my understanding, the tournament for the game itself was a pretty big success. People were having fun. So I'm very curious to see how this will work in like LGSs and stuff and how people will receive it. I think, again, currently people are enjoying it. People do like the gameplay, like the game itself, the gameplay. The cards are cool. They're holding value in the collector's market. They're holding value in the secondary. Like, it's everything they've done so far is working. But like, the one thing I want to see is once Kickstarter is done, once we start receiving the Kickstarter product, I want to see how successful it is in like local game stores, and also how successful it is primarily for like whatnot streaming, like YouTube videos, like anything and everything to do with just exposure. I'd like to see how that goes. Because obviously, if you get exposure for this game and people start liking it based on like streamers that they have open it or whatever, you're going to get a bigger market for it. But then it's like, how is it going to be balanced due to how small the Kickstarter is and like the product that's there? That's going to be very interesting to kind of navigate. But I'm very excited for the project. I'm looking forward to it. More than anything, I'm just excited to see those new Holos, man. I'm excited to open up the boxes with you guys, share a couple videos, maybe do a giveaway here and there. So, yeah. So, yeah, I know at this point I'm just rambling. So I'm going to end the video here, but huge news, really cool news. Make sure if you are on the fence about upgrading, you do so if you want to get those uncut sheets. Again, Kickstarter info is down below as usual. And I will keep you guys updated. The moment I get another ping showing another update from Kickstarter, I will try my bestest to get that video out within a few minutes. I always try to, at least, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. But let me know down below what tier you guys ended up backing the Kickstarter, and if you plan on upgrading after this news. I'd be interested to know. Appreciate y'all.